House Blackwood are of ancient blood, descendant of the first men, and family tradition states that they once ruled the Wolfswood in the north, before being driven south by the kings of winter from House Stark, which some old records in the runic scribes happen to support. The Blackwoods went on to claim the mouth of the Blackwater Rush, ruling as river kings in their own right, forming an old and bitter feud against their neighbours in the Riverlands, House Bracken of Stonehenge. But this is history that we know. The history that we don't know is what happened to them in the north. Why were they brought low? Why were they exiled? What exactly happened? This video is going to answer that question. What happened to the Blackwoods? Why were they exiled? House Stark is known to have defeated a great many enemies, wiping out several bloodlines, but the Blackwoods survived. The Blackwoods escaped and made a name for themselves, in a similar vein to House Manderley escaping the Reach. Except the Blackwoods never speak about their time in the north. They never speak about their heritage or why they left. What happened? And why keep it such a secret? What heinous crime did the Blackwoods commit that the gods may curse them for? Killing the ancient weirwood at the heart of Raventree Hall, as every evening at dusk, 100 ravens come to roost at night on the dead weirwood, as they have for thousands of years. A constant reminder of the crime they once committed. Although Blackwoods claim that the brackens poisoned the tree, in truth, no, it was the gods. House Blackwood began its tale as a vassal of the Walker King of House Greywolf, who was defeated by the Starks of Winterfell, killing his sons and the Walker King himself, sparing only the daughters and marrying them off to Starks of Winterfell. History forgets that it was a Blackwood who'd married the Walker King, and House Blackwood has never forgotten, never forgiven. Though they bent the knee to Winterfell, they waited and they watched, and when an opportunity presented itself, they would have their justice. They would have their blood. As when the king in the north offered his daughter to Blackwood's son, the Lord of the Black Vale saw an opportunity. "Yes, your grace," he said, "I will accept the hand of your precious daughter, the Rose of Winterfell." And off the Blackwoods rode to Winterfell itself, the seat of their would-be kings, accepting Stark's bread and salt, and embracing the guest rights, which no man ought to break. When suddenly, a slap echoed throughout the great hall of Winterfell, like tower bells. Blackwood sent his future wife stumbling, wide-eyed and afraid, to the floor. The music drowned all other sound, echoing off the walls, as if the stones themselves were playing. Stark gave the Blackwood boy an angry look, and moved to block his way, only to stagger suddenly by a quarrel sprouted from his side, just beneath the shoulder. If he screamed then, the sound was swallowed by the pipes and the horns and the fiddles. A second bolt pierced his leg, as the queen in the north's neck was cut from left to right. The Blackwood boy was giggling like a madman. The musicians now had crossbows in hand instead of drums or lutes, as Stark's blood boiled as he tried to stand, until another bolt punctured the small of his back, as the man's strength, however great, began to abandon him. The final blow came not from a crossbow, but a knife in the back, stabbed from behind by a man in dark armor and a pale pink cloak, spotted with blood. The pale man was shorter than Stark by a head, with ice chips for eyes and a predatory smile. He whispered something in the wolf's ear before twisting his knife. "My father sends his regards," the man in the pink cloak said, shoving his longsword into Stark's heart. The bite was red and cold, and Stark's thoughts flashed to his father, to his brother, to his sons. His sister's screams echoed in the dark, and the world turned cold. Rickard would save them. Rickard was better than him. He could see his father's face, smiling sadly at him. His mother was there as well, wrapping her arms around him as the cold departed. And so is the crime of House Blackwood, ladies and gentlemen, breaking guest rights and slaughtering Starks in their own home. With the aid of House Bolton, they ransack Winterfell, claiming it for themselves, and declaring a rebellion against House Stark, as one Stark remains, Rickard, the Laughing Wolf, a title that implies more irony than anything else. As it is said, though the boy was cheerful in his youth, he would never laugh again.
This war is far from over.
With the passing of the Black Wedding, ladies and gentlemen, the majority of House Stark is wiped out from existence by the treacherous Blackwoods. Winterfell is seized, its garrisons put to the sword, and anyone with the name Stark has their throats slit and their intestines hung from the nearest weirwood. All except for the now ruling Rickard Stark, the Laughing Wolf. An ironic name, if nothing else. One of his sons, Prince Brandon, is currently a hostage of the Blackwoods, while his other son, was spirited to safety. And Rickard Stark rallies those loyal to him at the safety of the Wolf's Den, with House Greystark as his staunch supporters. And he will call on his wife's family, the Reeds, to come and assist him. We will march north to Winterfell to reclaim our birthright. Come on, Reed. I need you over here, buddy. Get over here. We're going in. We're going in. We're all going in. Oh, this is going to be too tight. Oh, I got injured. That's bad. That's not good. Oh, it's close. They're winning, though. I'm no longer wounded. Oh, Mormont got maimed. Yes, lads. There you go. That'll teach these Blackwood assholes. Vengeance will be ours. What? Reed, on me, dude. Go, go, go. I'm taking back Winterfell. Winterfell is secured. I don't think I captured any Blackwoods in the process. Come along, Reed. Let's go. Let's go, Reed. That could be dodgy. That could be dodgy. Oof, it's close, but we won. We won. We got this. Wood and Whitehill. Goodbye, Whitehill. Fuck you, buddy. Aspiring Blade Master. Good. Fuck you, Bolton. Fuck you, buddy. Alright, let's hunt these fuckers down. Don't give them a reprieve. Yes, catch him. Go. There you go. Why is the pail, like, burnt to ash? Yeah, Blackwood's gonna try to come save Bolton, but is going to fail. Ha ha ha! Shows up at the last second, but gets his ass handed to him. Those fucking Blackwoods back at Winterfell. Blackwood! Oh, Bolton's intercepted me, but they're going to die. I got injured. Shit. My mace is pretty good, though. Martin Borden died. That's fine. Oh, we can grab Blackwood. Come on. Duel one of the Blackwoods. Give me Blackwood. Yeah. Let's take more of their regions. I'm not chasing them around too much. Raid on me, dude. Oh, the Blackwoods ran. Typical Blackwood. I think this is like the one time in history that the Blackwoods aren't like they don't have plot armor. This is the one time in history that Blackwoods don't have plot armor. This is why they're always the good guys now, lads, because they have to be. They have to make up for the sins of their ancestors. Bernard Blackwood is killed under mysterious circumstances. I am almost entirely certain that the Black Raven killed his own father. But the war rages on, lads. With Winterfell secured for House Stark, we march on the rest of the Blackwoods to bring them to justice, lads. And there will be no forgiveness for House Blackwood. None. King Rickard will laugh as he hangs every Blackwood from every tree that he can find. There are Blackwoods. Get them! Get them! Get them! Run them down! There we go. Oof, wiped them out. Jesus Christ. That was the slaughter at Cedar Peaks. Yeah, laying siege to the Dreadfort is not an option, unfortunately, but we can just beat the shit out of the Blackwoods. Their army is depleted. They have no hope left, more or less. All except for House Glover, of course, who joined us and spirited young Theon Stark to freedom, saving him from Winterfell and Blackwood talons. Although I still have one of my sons in prison. No. Brandon was freed. Oh, shit! I ignore the fact that they're reeds. I don't know what the hell happened there, but, they cut out Brandon's tongue. They cut out Prince Brandon's tongue, those sons of a bitches. Have the Boltons just abandoned their cause? No, there they are. Let's go hunt down the Bonds. You leave Fisher alone, damn it! But yeah, once the war is over, the Glovers will be richly rewarded for their loyalty. Yeah, like, the vast majority of the Wolfswood is all rising up in rebellion against Blackwood. I'd say the war is over, ladies and gentlemen. The Blackwood Rebellion has failed miserably. The Boltons limp back to the Dreadlands. Every member of House Blackwood is put to the sword, ladies and gentlemen. Or at least every member of House Blackwood that King Rickard can get his hands on, as Lady Bethany is married to the heir to the Dreadlands and House Bolton. And the Black Raven has fled south into self-imposed exile. In 100 years, when the muds fall, House Blackwood will rise up again at Raventree Hold, becoming petty kings again in their own right, never quite being able to remove the stain on their honor, but spending the rest of their lives trying to do so. Or trying to forget. In the north, King Rickard, the Laughing Wolf, declares that never again will another lord rule over the Wolfswood with impunity. Instead, the Wolfswood will be ruled by a master of the Wolfswood, Lord Edric Glover, who spirited the young Prince Theon to freedom and saved him from the Blackwood talons. While House Fisher is granted Sea Dragon Point for their loyalty in the war, that's not part of the story, that's just happened to happen. So House Glover might grumble, but I don't really think anyone can blame Winterfell. Never again will there be a Lord of the Wolfswood, there will only ever be a master, serving directly under Winterfell. Which explains, ladies and gentlemen, in my headcanon and this little story, why the Glovers are not lords. They are only masters. Because after the Blackwoods' treachery, they'd, like, yeah, the Wolfswood would never again be granted that lordly status. They would bow and they would scrape, and they would never again rise up against Winterfell. Until the HBO shows. Terrible writing, but we don't talk about that. The Red King, Royce Redarm, goes down in history as one of the second Boltons, I believe, to burn Winterfell and sack it with the help of the Blackwoods, as they took a direct hand in the Black Wedding. He counts all of this as a victory, no doubt about it, as House Stark licks its wounds, having lost the majority of the pack. In time, upon the passing of King Rickard, a young Theon Stark will rise to the seat of Winterfell and don the crown of winter, going on to change the North forever. The hungry wolf will crush 1,000 rebellions, conquer many lands, throw the Andals back into the sea, bring the Boltons to heel, and rule as the first ever king in the North. We will never see his like again, until the next video where we do the hungry wolf, but you know. Theon, being half Reed as well, will unify the North with House Reed bending the knee. We'll explore that in the next video, because the next one will be the Hungry Wolf. These last few videos have been fairly short, because the stories are pretty short to tell. But the son of the Laughing Wolf will go down in history as the greatest Stark to ever live. And I will see you guys there next week. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to this. This is the one I was looking forward to the most, getting into Theon Stark and doing all of the wars, because he gets up to a lot of shenanigans. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good, lads. I can see it now. I can see it now. Anyway, I thank you for watching. That is all for now. This has been my little... Like, it's not canon. This is not the canon of what happened. This is just how I feel this happened. This is my fanfiction, basically. The Blackwoods were Bannermen of the North. They had to have done something to get themselves exiled and nearly all records be completely removed as to why. There has to be a reason they never talk about it. There has to be a reason nobody ever talks about it. They have to have done something terrible. They have to have broken guest rights. They killed Starks. They butchered people at a wedding. And this has to be it. And it's a nod to the Red Wedding, so I feel like it works perfectly. I genuinely believe this is something along this line of tragic had to have happened for the Blackwoods to get kicked out of the North. So, yes, this is what I'm saying happened. I hope you guys... That is all for now. Remember to like, subscribe, click the buttons, you know where they are, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Soul out.